Corvus corvidae, or better known as the American crow, is known to be an intelligent species of bird. Has turned the regular America into a hunting ground. These particular murder of crows seem to be disorganized and discombobulated, cawing in some endless, nonsensical palaver.
Hello and welcome to the Palaver Project. I'm Michael Rivera, and I'm here today with Moses Alcacis.
Hello.
And Oscar Sandoval.
Hi.
Just remember, we are listener supported, so if you are listening to this garbage fire, it's your own damn fault.
Just go on, take the time, click on the little right button right there. Wait, where's the button? On the left?
And don't forget to hit that notification bell, because, if you don't, you won't get any updates.
Aim for the eyes. There's a secret there.
Fuck you, YouTube.
You fueled the fire, so enjoy it. Anyways, how are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
I'm fine.
You know,
Doing
like,
alright?
Thomas called me from over there.
Hawaii?
The other day. Yeah.
On his chopper? His private-
Well, we were talking, and I know Thomas is going to love this. Because we were talking about going around town and beating women up. He loves that kind of stuff. So I told Thomas, I was like, we really should chill on that kind of topic. People get offended. And he's like, no, it's great. I love it. People should just learn to, not chill the fuck out. And, you should just do you. And I was like, you know what, Thomas? You're freaking right. I agree with you. And he's like, you know what? Sometimes I like to, picture, grab my penis and picture that's a woman and beat the crap out of him.
Wow.
Anyways, it got kind of hardcore after that. And,
Yeah, no.
Thomas said all those things?
Yeah.
he did. He, wait till he comes back. He'll totally agree with me.
Wow. Well, I'm sure you didn't. He was up pretty high in that helicopter. I'm not sure you really heard him through.
No, I'm pretty sure it was him, and I'm pretty sure he was telling me all those things.
Well, oh wow!
I told him to stop at one point, but Thomas.
The real conversation. Boy, the helicopter's going down. Please call for help. Yeah, buddy. I like to grab my dick, too.
Thomas, wherever you are. No, we don't
Stay there.
Yeah. I know there was a other line there, but okay. Anyways, but you did. I saw you send me a picture on the message board. You were putting in some hours in a new game.
Oh yeah, that's right. Who are we talking to? Moses?
You.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, me.
Oscar. Yeah.
No,
you, sir.
Dude, I bought Days Gone. All right, this game just came out the 26th, and it was great. I've been playing. I just played for 6 minutes, and it was just amazing. You get on this, you get on this bike, right? And you can't ride the bike for shit. So you're thinking man, I probably made a mistake buying this game. And you're riding through this whole thing, and you're pressing buttons. It's teaching you how to do this thing. And you're really thinking, maybe I should return this game. This is not what I thought it was going to be. But then, minute 5, and I was like, okay, all right, there's some shooting going on. And then, you run into, the zombie people, and then they run at you, and some kind of, mistake happens where the legs are, running, in the air, but he's, running towards you, so it's like a glitch. Okay. And I was like, I really should return this fucking game.
Wait. So, what, the character you're using?
No, the zombie character coming at you.
Okay, so his legs are running in the air.
Yeah, he's running towards you, and then all of a sudden they do this, thing where they glitch, and then, they turn sideways, and they're, running in the air.
So wait, he's not even...
he's, still running
like a cartoon character when he's getting ready to, zoom off?
Yes.
Okay. I might be drawing a couple of steps ahead, but who's the developer of this game?
I think it was a bunch of bikers probably drunk off their asses. Because
Bikers for Trump.
Who did this game?
Is it Beth's? Is it? I want to say it's probably the same dudes who do Fallout, right?
No, I don't think so.
It's not them?
I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I saw that.
Okay,
logo.
good.
Let's
But
Let's look it up real quick.
Yeah,
let's
but
do that.
all right, but
Talk
continue.
about
Tell us
more of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so far it's very intriguing.
So you're going through this game, and there's very few games that actually turned me off. Like I started this game hard as hell, and then hard, like my penis, and as I kept going, it kept getting limp and more limp, and then eventually I thought, oh, maybe I took something that is cutting off circulation.
Maybe too much alcohol. Yeah.
No, actually that increases the stimulation.
So when your joystick was no good to go, I mean, you were about to ready to drop this game. What kept you going in this game?
The fact that I didn't want to feel that I wasted time buying the damn game.
So really, it's just like
Sony Interactive Entertainment Bend Studio.
Okay. So I started playing the game more and more, and then finally some breakthrough happened where you start realizing that, oh, okay, this game isn't exactly how I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be like you have to follow this set storyline, and you can't go anywhere else. They got this giant map, but you can't travel outside the map.
So it's an open world sandbox?
It's supposed to be, but like because you have to do something,
You can't.
You can't travel like to the left. Like you see trees and you want to go in that direction, but then it stops you and says you're like, oh, you're exiting the mission. And then if you do exit the mission, it makes you start all over. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Then what the hell's the point of this whole giant map then?
Did you ever see the world? Did the world start like opening itself up after each mission though?
Well, that's the thing. I guess you play the game, and the whole reason that you're stuck like just following this tight trail is because it's just introducing you to things,
Oh, you're in a tutorial mission.
Yeah, basically.
What are you, fucking 10 minutes into this game?
Yeah, no, like half hour to an hour.
God,
It's teaching you, but like so slowly. But then you reach that point where you're finally free, and you're like, oh, this isn't so bad. Like, I see potential in this game. And, so I gotta say that, it was a really close call, but the game shows a lot of potential. Now I'm actually curious, because to me, it's kind of like Red Dead Redemption mixed with, what did I say? It was Red Dead Redemption mixed with kind of like Grand Theft Auto with a little bit of,
Left 4 Dead.
Yes. Actually, yes. Perfect.
But
That was the one.
I'm gonna say that Red Dead Redemption, from what it sounds like, Red Dead Redemption probably did a way better job in engaging you or keeping you interested, engaged into the story, because as you played along, they integrated the tutorial really well with the story development, and
Yes.
hitting the ground running, I didn't feel like I was being simply just given a tutorial. I felt like the story was progressing along as I was playing.
Which possibly might be the same experience you would have if you were the one playing Days Gone.
Okay, so you really feel
No
like it's
offense
more
to
like
Oscar.
Yeah, it's
I
probably.
feel like when Oscar sees a world map, instead of objective 1, he's like, I want to go over there first.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly how
okay. So
in at least a tutorial, because you said after the tutorial, the map opens up to more possibilities.
Yes.
Okay.
It does.
Okay.
But it's like Red Dead Redemption in the sense that you get to do all the stuff that you do in Red Dead Redemption. It has the wheel where you get to pick your weapons, and you get to travel this map, and, it's kind of like the map in Red Dead, except the only difference is that instead of riding horses, you're riding a hog.
Riding a hog.
Yeah. And then, like, it gives you the option, once you get to this one place, where you get to, like, as you keep going along, you get to upgrade
Right.
your gas tank, your engine, your wheels. So obviously you're going to be traveling far.
Cool.
And there's gas tanks. I was wondering why there was gas tanks. So I guess you need to, like, every now and then fill up your Harley with gas.
So I saw it says it's a survival game, which usually means, like, at some point you have to eat, sleep, or
Yeah.
gas up.
So I like that. Even though I didn't get, like, further than that, just knowing that that's actually the possibility and that's where it's going to go, I can just imagine how cool the game is probably going to be. But I've yet to get there. But so far, I gotta say, my money's 50-50 right now.
Yeah.
So, but I like it.
All right.
You know?
All right.
Has
So-
potential.
Cool. That's good. I haven't really dove that deep into like those big story games in a while. I mean, I'm still playing Mortal Kombat, and that's still fun despite the controversy behind it with the whole people don't want to work anymore for unlockables. They feel like, oh, this shit it's too expensive, or the towers are so hard, and I'm like, you know what? It's not meant to be like a quick 24-hour, you're done. That's it. You got everything's unlocked. It is a bit of a grind. That's the part of the game. That's how Mortal Kombat always has been, where you're grinding for these rewards, or you're trying to figure out these special like unlockables or secrets and shit like that. It takes a while. You're not supposed to learn it immediately. But everyone's like instant gratification, instant complete. They want to be 100% complete, like easy, and that's not what I'm into. It's a slow burn kind of thing for me. So I've been playing that. I've been playing Cuphead, which is fun. People have warned me about Cuphead. They told me, hey, it's going to be a little challenging. And they're right. It is a challenging game, but it feels like, when I start playing, I felt like, oh, this is just game rust. Like I should be better at this hand-eye coordination thing. I grew up during Nintendo age. So I'm used to this kind of gameplay.
Like cheap graphics?
No, not at all. It's not 8-bit, none of that. No, the graphics are really good, but it's in the style of old classic, like 30s cartoons.
Yeah, it's like a Steamboat Willie video game.
What?
Like how it
Really?
is.
Yeah.
Betty
No
Boop,
way.
like
And-
that's how the style is.
And they've doubled down. Like it's all that, and it's really on point, and it's so fun.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. I totally recommend it. I mean, it is challenging, but it's so worth it. It's just a lovable game.
Huh.
It's easy to get into. But yeah, that kind of game. I mean, putting hours in that and Tetris 99. Those are my games. I love just spending like time with those games because it doesn't require so much immersive storytelling. It just requires brain power.
Yeah.
Just to play and figure out the next move and a rhythm. And so I like that because you could just jump in and jump out.
Yes.
And it takes a lot of brain cells to get into that stuff. And
Does it though? I think it's killing them, right?
It's hand-eye coordination and
Like,
learning the map of the game, I guess.
oh, okay.
maybe video games are slowly killing my brain, but I can, there's ways to resuscitate that.
Like a pig. Like a pig's brain.
That's not too
Wow.
far from that. I mean, yeah. Well, that was an interesting story I read up a couple weeks ago.
It's about pigs who played video games,
Yeah,
and then they killed those pigs,
They
and
killed-
then tried to revive them to beat Cuphead.
They jarred his...
The success of these pigs may surprise you.
tonight.
you can blame Yale for this story.
I like it.
Okay, so a
Blame
couple
Yale
of
for a
medical.
lot of things.
They're really
like Yale.
cool. We'll touch on them really quick. The medical researchers at Yale. This is what I was listening to these stories on NPR and on science podcasts. So I'm gonna just spew this out again, regurgitate this. But they were able to revive pig brains. They were fresh out of the slaughterhouse. Their heads been cut off, and they were in a freezer for a while, for a couple of hours. Well, let's say I think about 8 hours.
So far,
Tops.
it seems like a pretty big waste of a delicious pig head.
I know, right?
It is. Mexico's sad. It's like, where are our 3 pigheads?
We could be serving like this to starving children in the orphanage.
Well, they like take the order. Like, whoa. ¿Dónde está pighead?
¿Dónde está el cabeza de cerro?
La gente quiere oink oink.
Mijo.
I think that Mexican speaks better Spanish than you do.
It's so bad.
Tráeme mi carne de puerco, por favor.
Por favor.
No, but
Mi
anyway,
hijos, comer. Ocupan.
They get these severed peg heads, and they were able to give this like cocktail of like nutrients and stuff, injected into the pig brain, and it revived it. It started up the function again. They started to see some activity.
What?
Yeah. Now from what I know as a layman is that there's two things you need for the brain: oxygen and sugar to kind of keep it going. And so this seemed to substitute that because it was deprived oxygen for a good amount of time, and it was able to, with this cocktail, was able to boost up its activity again. Now, it didn't bring them back to life. We didn't have zombie pigs amok or anything like that. You had this. They put this. I think it was kind of like not a steroid, but it was a seizure, like an anti-seizure medication that they put into the pig brains to keep the synapses from from shooting that electrical activity that would indicate living brain tissue.
Okay. All right.
But it was still freaking crazy to think that they brought these pig brains closer to life.
That's awesome.
That's insane.
That's all so cool. I actually had read that the parts of the brain of the pig, now Thomas is going to love this. The part of the brain of the pig that got brought back to life was the wife-beating part. Like they couldn't stop the pig from wanting to beat, but they had no bodies.
I did not know pigs had that inside their synapses
did.
there.
Apparently
Neurons.
pigs love that shit.
It was brought to you by the Pig Council on pig life feeding.
The Ethical Council. Okay, wow.
Look it up, people.
On swine spousal abuse.
It's in Revelations.
I love the alliteration there. That's awesome. If you made those pigs if you brought them back to life, you could easily just kill their brains off, their brain waves quick by just putting them in front of their cell phone and making them watch that fucking Sonic the Hedgehog trailer. Oh my god.
No. Yeah, that is the...
Who watched that?
Finishing it, getting through all of it was definitely a testament to patience.
It definitely was. I watched only 50 seconds of it, and
yeah, you were done.
I was done.
Right off.
The only thing that kept me going was Jim Carrey when he came out. That was the only part. But, after that, so bad. I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how many of you guys are tired of the same regurgitated scenes that they do in every animated human, whatever, real, whatever, when you're talking to a fake thing, in front of you, whereas, some dude walks into a room and screams ah, and then the whatever it is down there screams too, and then one of those two gets knocked out, or faints, or whatever.
I've seen this kind of scene a bunch of times, right?
Yeah.
Human passes out, and some sort of quip from the CGI character. Right?
The audacity to do it,
So lame.
to do it
somebody didn't have their coffee this morning.
Yeah,
a couple of months,
so lame.
There are just months after the Detective Pikachu trailer.
Yeah.
And they did the same thing where the kid was in the flash or in his little stapler and stuff and finds Pikachu, right? And then they do the whole thing. It's we just saw this and it was done way better and with much better music in the background.
Yeah,
I mean, that whole Detective Pikachu trailer did it way better than this Sonic crap.
Pikachu gives off almost a Who Framed Roger Rabbit feel.
Yeah, right?
Introducing these fake creatures to this world, but it blends it together in kind of a nice way.
Right.
And it gives it's got kind of a dark undertone to it, right? Almost like how reality is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, actually.
Right.
It does.
There's too many colors in that Sonic movie. Detective Pikachu kind of looks like an actual for all ages movie.
Yeah.
Anyone could be oh, okay, But Sonic looks like you're cutting your age group off at 9 years old.
Yeah, it's like a rated G kind of.
Yeah.
Even Jim Carrey's lines are all so simplified. It's almost like he doesn't have it anymore, or
he's
this movie is
still got it.
definitely for kids.
He's still got it.
He still got it. Yeah, I think you're right. This has a cap.
Yeah, it does.
And I don't know, they're shooting for the wrong demographic here because you're trying to win people with nostalgia.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and the design of Sonic is such a departure of what we know as Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to take my kids to see this movie, and my kids have seen still images of Sonic.
Yeah.
And they are not digging the look here.
Wait, they never played Sonic.
They have played Sonic.
Oh, okay.
I'm an excellent father, and I've raised them with some old school games, and they hate this.
I'd rather have my bottle of Johnny Walker Double Black raised kids than you monster. Subjecting children to classic video games.
How could you?
What's wrong with you? Stick them on the tablet so that they can feel like they achieve things by tapping screens.
And sliding.
He's so
Sliding
good
their
with the
finger
tablet.
across.
We talked about this one time.
Oh yeah, we
He's so good at the computers, the electronic. He just knows what to do.
It's like, yeah, they've streamlined these motherfucking things, man. You hit one button and you get where you want to go. That's why kids are good at tablets. It's point, click, click.
See, tablets and all that
Start
technology.
putting in an L2 and an R2 there, and that kid's screwed.
Now, kids, just go ahead and go to the left right there and just click the X, and you'll not have to see this bastardization ever again.
I know. So easy. A caveman can do it.
Yeah, I think I want to do a poll, guys. Which one did it better? I mean, I think we know which one did, but I think I'm going to put a poll up.
What better?
Detective Pikachu
Oh.
or Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't even think you need a fucking poll, bro.
I just want to see who's still listening.
Maybe you need a poll just to beat down the one person who says Sonic.
I think
Beat
so.
him to a bloody
I
pulp.
think so.
Because
but-
that was garbage.
But Detective Pikachu gives me hope that video game adaptations can work. And Sonic the Hedgehog takes that away. I feel like there is a place for video game movies.
Two sides to the same coin.
Yeah.
You know, Sonic is. It looks so bad. They should just use
Well,
Sonic.
I mean, dude, okay, hold on. Let's take a second here. All
Why?
right?
We're gonna give it a.
Even if you want to talk about like the core stories of these games, what do we got? What do we got to compare each other to? We got Pokemon, who actually had story-based games based on like JRPG rules.
Yes.
You know, leveling story, getting to the next level by traversing the land and finding other trainers to beat and more things to capture. And then on the other side, we have Sonic the motherfucking Hedgehog. What was Sonic the Hedgehog other than like run through a 2D fucking map as fast as you can and collect these gold hoops?
Exactly.
Oh,
fight that
and
Well,
way.
he's saving
there's
the-
a fat dude with a mustache, not me, who has unleashed a bunch of robots that have stolen the chili dogs, I believe.
Is that what it was?
I don't know.
Well, it probably was.
He's mixing his story. There was like 2 animated shows that is running at the same time. One
I don't
about,
care about your animated shows. I'm talking about the video game.
Okay,
That's
Because
true.
he was
if we're talking
saving
about
the
animated
critters.
Shows, Detective
He
Pikachu
was
should have
saving
had
the
action in it then.
every end of the stage.
right.
You're saving a bunch of woodland creatures. Sonic is supposed to be like the keeper of the forest. He's like the savior
Like
of the
Fern
whole.
Gully 3.
Yeah,
This time it's a hedgehog.
pretty much. Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of?
Could have just stolen the script.
Woody Woodpecker, the movie. That movie sucked. I watched 5 minutes of it and like it gives me the same feeling.
Yeah.
That it's just a pointless like what can you do with that character? There's nothing you can do with that character. Like they don't have a story. You know, it's just what do you do?
Again, I say, like, really remember Sega Sonic games. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we had to save these woodland creatures, but it was all implied.
I will tell you this though.
He's
But
collecting
now he's
coins.
coming back. What is he coming back?
With enough of starving writers down Hollywood Boulevard, I'm sure one of them
right
could.
for a ham sandwich.
Yeah, one of them could have churned out a better pile of crap than this pile of crap. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
that's always the case with almost everything.
right? So
Like somebody could have made a better Lord of the Rings but they did.
If you're going to adapt a
Wait,
franchise
whoa,
like this,
whoa,
you could have
you're
done a better
jabbing at
job.
Lord of the Rings?
I'm just saying, like, Lord of the Rings was great, right?
Okay.
But if you think there's not someone who could make a better one,
Oh, yeah.
there's always going to be that.
Time will
The-
tell with this
the-
new Amazon series
thing
coming
is,
out.
This is what we've got.
So, okay, so
not saying
we're
it's a
already
good thing.
out the gate. This one looks like a stinker.
Yeah,
But,
it does.
But I'm not going to give up on video. I know everyone just wants to say, stop doing video game adaptations on film. It's like, no. I like this. I do like when they take a chance and they bring a video game character, a video game story onto the big screen. It's interesting. I know it's been hit and miss. Probably
Yeah,
more
mostly
miss than
miss,
hit.
yeah.
Yeah. We can probably go down memory lane of all the hits and miss.
Like, that team would never make it to the World Series.
Yeah. It's so hard.
We should compile our mental notes and figure out, okay, which ones have, made the grade and which ones have been like complete piles of dog shit. And let's go ahead and do that. We'll take a break and let's go ahead and think of our best and worst video game adaptations into film. Sound good, guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Great. Let's do it.
Let's go ahead and just take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. And we're back. And let's go ahead and just dive right into the best and worst video game adaptations. Guys, before we go into our
I
list
think
here.
it's just worst.
Yeah.
I don't think we can say best at all.
Wait,
I think we can give a pass maybe to one or two, but honestly, this is not going to be a best or worst situation.
Wait,
this is
CGI
going to be a
doesn't
mostly
count.
worst situation.
CGI doesn't count. It can't count.
We're
It
gonna,
can count.
We can go
It can?
through.
It can.
Yeah. We're going to go for some of these, but let's go ahead and give a couple like dishonorable mentions here because I know these ones are going to be trash because they're not even up in on our radar. We just read through a couple of these and didn't even know they existed. That's how bad they are.
Yeah.
They didn't even make a dent. So let's throw a couple of names that you guys found in your research. Yeah, the one was like Double Dragon.
Oh, yeah. Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, November 4th, 1994, worldwide box office, $2 million.
$2 million? That's
$2
it?
million?
341,309.
Oh my god.
But then again,
That's
given the
small.
time, maybe that was a lot of money for them.
1994. As a kid, it was an enjoyable watch, but 1994, what was I, 9?
1994. I was
1994.
10.
And we would have been watching that. No, actually, you know what? Double Dragon was probably kind of an older generation at that time. And if they weren't jumping on that.
I know my dad.
Double
wasn't
Dragon game was 80s.
Yeah.
It was a 2D side scroller kind of beat 'em up thing.
Okay. Was it like Contra?
That's it.
No. It was just no, it wasn't that. It was just a fighting like kind of a really cheap
Kicks and
graphics.
punches,
Yeah,
2D,
kicks and bunches.
2D,
Yeah, still
moved to the next
pixelated
game.
and all
Wow.
that. Really just low. I don't know how that franchise grew from that, but it did. The
Really?
cartoons were good.
Yeah, the games had like this obscure story, almost like a save the kidnapped girlfriend type thing. Almost, I don't know. But
Wow.
in the cartoon show and the movie, Double Dragon is about twin brothers, each one possessing powers, two different halves of some kind of dragon spirit that
Okay,
they're able to call
that
upon
sounds cool.
to gain abilities and powers, right?
Right.
To fight the
Dragon
evil
related.
shadow dragon guy.
Oh. Don't tell me they turn into dragons in the end of the movie. They usually pull some bullshit like that off that had nothing to do with the video game. And it's like all of a sudden it's like, let's turn into a dragon. I'll be the tail. I'll be the head.
It wasn't like that, but
Okay.
what might have been because 1994,
Right.
Yeah, they
a
love
long
that kind of
time
stuff.
ago.
They love that.
Well,
It doesn't fuse together right.
that bad guy was kind of cool looking, but I mean in the cartoon.
Jean jackets and
But other than that, I mean, I just don't that game that I don't think anything I don't think that probably went into the movie though. I'm pretty sure the movie probably had a very lame and low budget like villain.
Yeah.
Always.
From what I remember.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of that, let's go into Street Fighter. That was probably around that time too.
Yeah, Street Fighter was 1994 as well. It was actually December of 1994, so a month after.
It was probably carried by
Street
Jean-Claude
Fighter was
Van
able
Damme.
to bust out 99 million.
Probably because of Van Damme.
Yeah,
He was like-
they did have some notable actors.
Some notable,
in that
yeah, they did.
one. Did it follow whatever Street Fighter's story was?
What is Street Fighter's story?
Yeah.
Just got a bunch of guys flying to different countries to fight guys.
To fight each other in bathhouses.
Wow.
Except one,
What a-
one you actually fight them in like the military base
Yeah.
with all the soldiers there.
Soldiers there for some
They
reason.
don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Like they paid money for this. I guess they can gamble.
Which, you know, the American character Guile.
Wow. You know, Jean-Claude Van Damme in this like poster looks kind of like Ray Liotta. You remember Ray Liotta?
Oh, I remember that.
Ray Liotta, yeah, Goodfellas. I mean, like he's got that kind of face. I think Ray Liotta could have been a better one. Well, no,
His
Jean-Claude
body's
has
not
a.
built.
No, he's not built.
No, he's not. He's
Maybe-
just a pretty face
Oh yeah.
back then.
And you guys said Raul Julia is like a General Bison.
He's M. Bison in the movie.
Yeah.
Bison. That's crazy. So he was
And-
he's from the Addams family, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a.
He was playing kind of like almost like a parody comedy Hitler in that movie.
Yeah, kind of. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Poor guy who was dying from cancer.
You know what I give them points for the Street Fighter movie is fitting in almost everybody from the roster.
Shit.
They did. They had every character represented in that movie.
That's true.
Really?
Every single character from the at least Street Fighter 2 roster, I believe.
Who's
Even
the-
if it was like a short time, they were there.
So I guess points for fitting everyone in.
Who's
That's
the
right.
one character? I'm sorry, I'm not a huge Street Fighter guy, but who's the guy? Who's the beast-looking guy? Blanca.
Blanca.
Was he in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He just looked like a green-skinned Bozo the Clown. in
Yeah.
that movie.
He did. Poor bastard.
Dalsim was in there, and he was the scientist who was working on him, remember?
Oh yeah, you're right.
But
you're right.
they didn't show if Dalsim actually had any powers by the end. I think it might have been Ben
Yeah,
Kingsley.
they kind of
I
lame.
think Ben Kingsley was Dalsim. That's what I'm remembering right
He
now.
was
kinda-
an uncredited role because he knew this was like a garbage fire of a movie. He's like,
It was
starting off
94.
wrong.
It was a different time.
What if like the dude? What was the Addams Family guy?
Raul Julia?
Yeah. What if like in his deathbed, like after he made the movie?
so
like,
he's Gomez, right? I'm
yes,
sorry.
he's Gomez.
Yeah, Gomez Adams.
Okay.
What if he's like, tell me, did we do good in the box office? Is this movie the greatest movie I ever
Was
made?
my performance of M. Bison good?
It was terrible. And he just dies. He's like,
Yeah, it was great, dude. I didn't see it.
tell them to send the Oscar to heaven.
11 per.
I'm sorry, guys. If you're up there, I'm really sorry for
He's-
poking fun, but you're.
He's
it's
not
a-
up there.
No one is.
Oh, then it's okay then.
Yeah, totally fine.
You get to heaven, and then the sign it just says
Oh.
"Gone fishing."
11% Street Fighter got from Rotten Tomatoes. That's 11% people approve, like, okayed this film.
Wow, that's better than DC.
A year later, the better movie won. The better fighting game won. Mortal Kombat, 1995. Got a 46% approval rating on the Rotten Tomatoes.
People wanted to see blood. Like, they wanted to see blood. When I went to go see that movie, I wanted to see, and which scene like really like amazed me. But then again, I was a kid. Was when Sub-Zero freezes that guy, and I don't know how he shatters his body, but like the head is just like rolling, and it's just this block of ice.
Yeah.
And I was shocked as a kid, and I was like, I had a boner too, and I was like, wow, this is amazing.
What is this?
His head's as big as mine.
that movie was really good. I still remember when I first saw it. I went with my older brother who introduced me to Mortal Kombat. He had the Sega Genesis. He bought the first game. He was totally into it, and so he took me and my younger brother to go see the movie. And dude, that movie still hasn't just embedded in my brain how fun and cool and close to the actual game it was. You know, you had all the characters there. Yeah. You know, all the characters were represented. Scorpion and Sub-Zero, even if they had small roles, but they lived up to their characters in that movie.
You guys remember when Goro fell? And he's just waving his arms like falling, like and becoming smaller and smaller.
Classic. He died just like the guy from Die Hard.
Yeah.
Same death.
Fine ending for a villain. But
remember when he got hit in the balls by Johnny Cage?
Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
And two of his hands are holding, his eyes are spinning.
Yeah, his eyes are spinning.
Which, automatically addresses the biggest question you've ever had when you saw Goro.
He was
You're
told.
like, does he have a dick and balls like us? Yeah. Was there possibly 4 balls down there and it hurt even more? Like,
you saw what Johnny Cage had when he was shaking his hands, like, that hurt. Now you know his dick's rock solid.
That's true. Maybe there's 2 dicks and 4 balls.
Huh?
There you go. A spare. He's
Maybe.
got a spare. A full spare.
But if you're going to have 2 dicks, it's got to be the ones that are stacked on top of each other.
Oh, yeah.
Not the ones that are, like, side by side. Like, what are you... I guess you... Yeah. Use your imagination, people, and
like
figure
a
out why
snake's
it would be better.
Given the limited mobility of that puppet, it was still pretty cool to see him actually pound the guy and that whole montage of him beating up the well, actually, they didn't even show people. They didn't show him. They showed the guys
hitting the floor. Yeah.
They showed guys falling the floor. But when you see him actually walking down, they play the music. Like dun 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 dun.
I feel
dun,
like
dun. That was pretty
there
sick.
though was not as surprised as they should have been from seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're like,
bro, are you giving me a yeah like that or
no, like mark? Yeah, the question mark, because I'm trying to remember the scene and I'm finding it.
Okay, so yeah, they take these guys to this island and everything, and they've never seen any other stuff really, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's sitting around,
What's a movie
and this
stuff?
monster comes out with 4 arms.
You should
and
be
everyone's
freaked
mostly
out,
like, oh,
it's like, wow.
It's like
True.
totally
You're
being
right.
they should they should be showing more like shock. I mean, first of all, you're hitting this mysterious island. You should be more with wonder and curiosity and they're kind of like, all right, we're here. Let's get when does it start?
So fuck it.
Yeah, I think you're.
What kind of tournament was that in that movie? Like
there wasn't
invite
any.
all these people.
There wasn't an actual
like a tournament.
Yeah, there wasn't.
Because Johnny Cage.
There was no bracket.
Johnny Cage
was the bracket?
just happens to be walking through a forest, and Scorpion's there, and it's like that's a battle.
That's a fight.
Yeah, what
fine.
the hell was up with that scene? He just walks into a forest and like, I'm gonna take a stroll, guys. I gotta find a tree to piss on.
Yeah, I could imagine that is why he was there.
He's like, fuck, I'm lost.
Despite all that, it still was like a decently well made movie.
It was.
But then they really shit the bed with Annihilation, and then that just ruined it.
Yeah, it was just filled with everything wrong with the movie.
That was just trash.
They fucked up when they changed Raiden. It was like this white dude now pretending to be Asian. You guys notice that?
It was always the whitewashed.
The first one, it was like a better freaking Raiden, and then the second one was like a Kill Bill kind of guy. I don't know, maybe it was that dude. Check it out.
You'll look it up.
I'll look it up while you guys mess up the podcast.
Okay, sure. Now, a couple of years back, though, before Mortal Kombat, we had another video game adaptation, 1993's Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, the Super Mario twins.
And that is my guilty pleasure. I'm going to say it right up front. I actually had a Twitter exchange with somebody today about pointing out that that's a guilty pleasure of mine. I actually do enjoy watching Mario Brothers. I remember going to Blockbuster, renting that out, and watching it like a dozen times.
And what the fuck do you want from a Super Mario Brothers movie exactly? Like, you want me to... Oh, I really wish you would have followed the source material on this. Okay. It's about plumbers who eat mushrooms and kill turtles.
Pretty much.
To save a princess that was stolen by a dragon turtle.
I think they kind of covered it. There were plumbers. There was a princess. Koopa did exist.
Well,
there were
okay,
Goombas.
so they got those Nexus points correct, but if anything, it added an actual story to Mario Brothers.
It definitely put it into a different twist. It did. I mean, you had...
And that movie was based off of the Hollow Earth theory.
There you go.
It kind of is, because there's that whole Hollow Earth theory that if you go in there, there's a whole other world
Right.
inside of there with dragons and all that shit. So
Of course,
You're
mind
right.
you, it's a different
Dinosaurs.
dimension, but it's at least that's still you still have to go in there in order to access
but
that.
it was only another dimension. It was crashed. It used to be all one. Then the meteor hit and slammed them into another dimension.
Yes,
see.
correct. And then that princess is the key to
Which again,
merge it together.
I argue that it already had so much more story than its source material.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it did.
the fact
Yeah.
that we could still go back and remember this part was one thing, and right now it does sound like it's a cohesive story. I'm saying we're saying right now it makes sense. It's just the aesthetic of it.
It makes more sense than the Bible.
It's the aesthetic of it. No one likes
we
those.
know it.
No one likes those weird pygmy good Goombas walking around with the shrunken heads. They don't like those things. They're just huge and they're monstrous and they don't look appealing. You can't jump on those. You can't smash them with your boot. It's like, okay, look, it's
I argue that you could
you probably if you really wanted to, you could.
bite the curb, Goomba.
American History X. Or in was it Mario History X? I don't know.
And why the hate for the movie
Mario
if
History X.
you get like the perfect Mario in that movie. Bob Hoskins is like perfect. He's got that whole like
Good
faux
to your
New
tools
York
and they'll
accent.
Be good to you.
It was
I know that's what made you go into construction.
Yeah. I didn't know, but they planted the
he
seed.
inspired you.
The seed was planted.
He just always wanted a tool belt after that.
I've been looking for turtles ever since.
Turtle Stomper.
Still can't find them.
I think that one deserves a pass. I
It
don't.
does. It does.
That one is really good. I like the dystopian future setup, or it was entertaining. I love the pair of Hoskins and Leguizamo. I mean, I thought they were both really good at it, at their job, at their roles.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see any real huge fault. I mean, okay, it's just not exactly what we wanted. What were you expecting in 1993? We did not have... I mean, imagine if they would have tried it. It would have been crap. We would have seen like this dated CGI, and we would have like looked back at it and be like ashamed, like shaking our heads and be like, I can't believe we were watching it. Yeah, it would have been claymation. It would have been claymation. It would have been weird, goofy shit that it wouldn't fit with the screen.
That's true.
And we would never have wanted to watch it again.
You're right. You're right.
It'd be like an acid trip to be able to watch that.
If they made it now, it would probably suck. Somehow, like, I don't know.
Something about the primitive movie-making abilities of the early 90s made that movie better.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Having less access to CGI and having to rely more on like puppets and costume.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, who
And
did?
sets.
I looked at Yoshi and being in the little dinosaur that it was. It looked good for that time. It was coming right off of Jurassic Park, so the design was pretty
They
good.
had, some leftover pieces that they got to paste together to make Yoshi.
Yeah, yeah. And I liked Dennis Hopper's over the top acting.
Yeah.
I really did think that. I really did. Wish there was more interaction with him and Hoskins, but it was good.
Yeah, they turned him into a giant T-Rex thing at the
So
end.
you get your little.
that's
remember?
right. They
Yeah.
did.
There you go.
You're right.
You get a little snippet of what you probably would have wanted.
The best part
Dragon.
in that movie is the little bomb.
bomb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The bomb that they twist up, and then it's wearing Reeboks. 'Cause I love product placement. Because nowadays, most product placement is a car. Like Audi, for some reason.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They love that kind of stuff.
You know how much of that would probably
Reebok was huge.
how much of that like car placement was probably in that movie Hitman. You know, you think about it with that. I'm thinking about that franchise. I'm pretty sure they probably used some they probably had like a chase scene with.
This
with
is why I
Audi
can't
or
get
something.
behind movies that have so many like fucking chase scenes and things like that. Because car commercials are
Right.
the exact same fucking things as those chase scenes in those movies.
Ah.
It's the same garbage, you know? Let me diverge real quick and talk
for it.
about how much I hate car commercials. Car commercials will do... There's like 3 different style of car commercial, right?
Okay.
There's action movie car commercial,
Oh yeah.
where the streets are empty and you're driving all over the place. So the new Honda whatever has the best turn rate voted, blah, blah, blah. You know, a guy gets
true.
out and then, you know, there's beautiful women around him for some reason. And then there's second style car commercial where like, if Grandma were here, she would have loved to go on this journey with us. The new Subaru Odyssey. It is what love means. Like,
Yeah,
what?
it's like,
Fuck
what the-
you. Fuck you, you piece of shit fucking car. You fucking oh, you know, this family would have never been the same without our Subaru. Fuck you.
Just so you put your whole family dynamic on a car.
Fuck
You
you.
based it all on a fucking vehicle.
And in reality,
something's
the
wrong
car,
with you.
the car is just used to drop Grandma back at the old folks' home.
I
Because
know.
you wouldn't want her to want to take care of her at their house, at your home.
Yeah, so family, I guess, is car.
Yeah.
We're kind of tired of Grandma,
shit.
so take her in the new Subaru.
Oh my god! And then there's number 3. Number 3, a car commercial, where all the things that have ever been wrong with your life are solved by this new fucking car and you driving down some empty road. Preferably, or what I would imagine is that, yeah, that is a commercial. Those commercials are almost the same as like doing a public service announcement for why it's a good idea to kill yourself. Because I see those car commercials, I just imagine a different narration where it's like, why don't you get in your car, take a nice drive down that empty road, and when you get to the end of that road, hop out of your vehicle and kill yourself.
You
Because
know,
the only thing you ever cared about was owning that vehicle.
I think
Go fuck yourself.
Self-centered fuck.
Fuck. One more time, I got it. Fuck you, car commercials. Fuck you. You come out with a new vehicle every single goddamn year.
That's right.
I think if you're looking for something to inspire you to just terminate your life early, could like it's a toss up between Doom and Resident Evil. If you were sitting there and watching like just 2 hours of that, you probably would just want to just get up off your movie theater seat and just I don't know, drive your car off a bridge.
I give more hate to the Resident Evil franchise than
Oh.
the Doom one, because at least with Doom they knew to stop.
True.
Yeah, you're right. It was the one movie.
Yeah, Doom was just like, here's one, here's the Rock. It was the Rock, right?
Yeah, it was The Rock.
Here's the Rock. Here's,
Still
here's
The
some
Rock.
stuff.
I'm sure he was so disappointed.
I don't think so. Let's see what the Rock does.
But isn't it funny that he ends up playing that character now in mostly all his films?
Oh yeah.
That military like that with the same getup. He'll probably wear the same getup, the same maybe like a cop gear or riot gear and shit like that.
He's either military guy, cop guy, head of security
Or
guy
mercenary.
who used to be in the military. The Tooth Fairy.
Oh yeah.
Don't
he
forget
was
about
the
that.
Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
But he's wearing that same shit. So I mean, this is probably his
Rock
primer.
Tooth Fairy Johnson.
This was his primer into that role. So I mean, the movie must have the movie sucked, but at least it got him ready for like all these other roles he was taking.
Maybe maybe it was a bet. This movie's gonna suck.
Yeah, I would bet that he wanted money.
Yeah.
And he got it from doing the movie. So I would win that bet. But the Resident Evil movies are the definition of abhorrent. Like, they suck on their own. You know what I mean?
I like the first one, though.
Oh,
I did.
Really?
I gotta be honest with you. I like the first, but I gotta tell you, and it's not because you get to see Mila Jovovich's cooch at the end.
do
It's
you?
more than that. Yeah, and side boob, and you get to see side boob.
Okay, what?
I can't tell you how many
Which,
times
you
I have
know,
to, like,
we all know that.
pause that shit.
That's
That's the
takes.
driving force.
That's all it takes for Oscar to be
Oscar to
like,
make the movie.
well, they had an interesting point. Like, I like the point she was trying to make.
Right there.
It spoke
Wow.
to me. I swear to God. It spoke to me. Told me this is a good movie.
Yeah.
And I need to rewind slowly and pause it right there.
So, were you a fan of Tomb Raider too? Did you like Tomb Raider as well?
No, I like the poster.
Like the poster.
Yeah, the poster. The poster was great. But half the poster was her boobs.
I feel like I don't want to
See the poster instead of the movie.
the start of the movie. I feel like I'm moving too quickly away from Resident Evil, but because I feel like we could shit more on Resident Evil, but
You definitely can.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody? I mean, just do you want to say your piece on Resident Evil before I?
Okay, Mila Jovovich.
Okay.
I love her so much. Well,
fine.
you know,
You can love
and
her.
she was like the main character. And the first movie kinda was a little Resident Evil-ish. They had that one dude, the security guy, that spoke like the video game security guy, you know, that really, you know, we're gonna take the hostage.
No
But like
idea what
really
you're
cool.
talking about.
You gotta look at the movie. Like he had that really deep, like groundy voice, and like you know, like it was pretty cool. I don't know. I'm like I don't really remember the movie. I just remember I liked it. I'm going, and I remember the cooch. So
Fair enough.
you know, but
The movie sucked ass, bro.
in Resident
Yeah.
Evil's defense, it had zombies like the game, and it had the people trying to survive that like the game. And
He's
and
trying to
it
throw my
did
logic
freak-
against me.
It did freak me out like the game.
I guess that's fair to say
I
because
guess.
they could have made a Resident Evil movie that it could have been about a resident who was evil. And that could have been the only tie to the video game was just the name.
Well, look
True.
at Doom.
About a really bad upstairs neighbor.
Wait, was Doom supposed to be scary? No, right?
No, I think
Oh,
Doom
it
was
was
an
just-
action movie.
Yeah, it wasn't it. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
like the game, was that supposed to be scary?
And then it was supposed to get your heart pumping, I think, to try and beat things.
Did they make a Silent Hill movie?
Yes,
They
they
did,
did.
and that was god awful.
I like the movie.
Oh,
It didn't show Cooch, but they did kill somebody through
Wow,
the
then
Cooch.
what did they do? Oh, that's what they did right.
what?
Yeah,
Yes.
they got all these barbed wire and they shot it through her Cooch. And they were like
God.
doing this thing,
That
and then
movie
it's
was so bad that I remember
pass.
walking out of theaters. I was just like, this is shit.
Hard
Here's
pass.
the problem.
You didn't
man.
like the baby scene?
Here's the problem with this shit. You get this video game that gave you a roadmap for what a good story is or a good concept is, and you just throw that roadmap in the trash. I'm gonna find my way myself. You're given like a title, and you're able to use everything from this inspiration.
Yeah.
And you give it to some jack off writer, who's like,
They get lost in their own writing, right?
more people, I would argue more people are going to see these movies than actually play these games. So you get like a free pass to align your movie as well as you can with the story that made that game good enough to fucking sell the title to,
Right.
or the name of, to put it in theater, and you throw it in the fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Silent Hill would have been a movie about a guy who's looking for his wife in this town.
Okay.
And the place is foggy as hell.
Yeah.
And it's filled with creepy shadows moving around, demons. No one's there. It's just him. He ends up running into some nurse lady, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's the only other living person that he's met other than this weird shadow he sees. And it ends up being that she's dead. You know?
Yeah.
And when they realize it, it's this huge scene and the stuff. And he's moving through all kinds of creepy territory. And the world switches. Like, here's the real world, it's all foggy, but then all of a sudden, he's descending into this place that's almost like a parody of the real world that looks like hell. kind of in the same way Stranger Things did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
like-
Remember, they have this like shadow world.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what you're walking into in Silent Hill, and you don't get any of that shit from the movies.
You're right.
You don't get any of the terror that the video games inspire.
You're right. That's true.
Same with the Resident Evil movie. There was no terror. There was nothing to be afraid of in a Resident Evil movie. They turned it into a Fast and Furious fuck fest. Like, of just, she's gonna fucking kung fu kick zombie dogs out of the fucking air.
Yeah. Oh, that was terrible.
These
Yeah.
were
that's
survival.
true, you're right.
The concept of all these things are survival horror video games that were supposed to be like, I don't have enough fucking bullets to get through this. I can't use my gun here. I gotta run. Like, I don't know what's around that fucking corner. And then you watch their movies, and it's just sick, in some cases perverted fucking things going on. There's like perversion. It's not the same as it's not terror. It's just
It's terror.
disgusting.
It's just a shock. It's just a shock.
Yeah,
It's
like,
shock.
oh, is
It's
this gross enough
cheap.
for you? It's like, we were never asking for that.
It's a cheap shock.
Fucking scare me.
Yes.
Like, that's what these things were for.
You're right.
But they threw all of that in the garbage.
But it was
I would argue
entertaining.
the old 1970s Dawn of the Dead
Yes.
was scarier in every way than the Resident Evil movies were.
Just because
Okay.
of the way they set up a shot, set up a scene, build up suspense, make you feel like there's like, you know, like in that case, like when you're like a zombie horde coming at you, it feels like you're absolutely alone, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't. You're not thinking about what's the next cool fucking flippy move that they're gonna do in the scene, action sequence. No, it's a slow. It's a slow climb into a real. I don't know, a real pivotal part. Like I don't feel like movies do that anymore. They don't take time to flesh out a scene like that, make you feel like afraid. Make you feel actually like uneasy in your seat.
Well, I think they think that they do, but they're not. Kind of like DC thinks they're going to make the next great movie, and they don't.
But why do they make it so flashy looking though? Why don't they try to like?
I think maybe sometimes somebody writes a script, right?
Yeah.
Throw it down here, and when somebody reads it, and then they go, "Oh, this is kind of close to that one video game. Maybe we should ask them if they want to put their name on it." Some money.
They just,
right. Okay, well,
It's kind of increased video game sales. It reawakens people to the video game.
I don't think it does.
No?
I don't think it does. I think it's the opposite.
Affect
I
people
think-
stop playing the game?
I think it's like I said before, that more people will see said movie than actually play the video game. Because you're putting a movie up in a theater, and you know, somebody sees like Resident Evil. What's that about? Oh, it's about guns and zombies. Well, I like guns and zombies. They've never played the game though. They're gonna go see it.
Yeah.
Groups of other people see it. That's why you run into people who go, "I loved those movies." And it's like, you ever played the games? No.
Wait. What? I feel like you're directing this towards me.
No, not at all. I'm just staring at you.
Am I Moses?
Yeah.
Am I the closest one?
Yes.
Tomb Raider. What do you guys think about Tomb Raider? I mean, Laura.
Which one? There's two different ones.
That's true.
There's the
yeah.
Lara Croft ones, and then there's the most recent from 2008.
Lara Croft, the Angelina Jolie films. Yeah, I enjoyed the first film with Angelina Jolie. I thought it was a fun little movie.
I also didn't like those.
There's a porn.
They didn't do a good enough job of
Just letting you guys know.
like it should have felt like an Indiana Jones movie.
A little more.
Yeah.
Didn't it feel
right,
like
yeah.
like it was came out around the same time as like The Mummy and stuff, right? Like it kind of
Yeah.
came up like but it wasn't like Indiana Jones per se, but it was still kind of it was kind of like your run of the mill action movie.
I heard the most recent one was kind of on the mark when it came to following the story from the video game.
Oh yeah, that new chick, right?
Yeah, the newer one.
I have to look into that movie.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it.
So
Well,
maybe we
it's
shouldn't
more
pass
like
judgment on Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I can't say anything about it. I
Right,
haven't
so-
played the new game or seen the movie.
I never really played Tomb Raider anyway.
Yeah, me
I
neither.
played
I
Tomb
didn't
Raider
really,
2
you know.
for some time. It was kind of cool. A lot of puzzles in the game. so that caught my interest. It was fun. So any other movie adaptations you guys can think of on top of your
Max
head right
Payne.
now? Max Payne with Mark Wahlberg,
With
right?
Mark Wahlberg. Oh my God, what a disaster fuck that was. I can honestly say, because I played the game 1, 2, 3, the one that came out for PS3. All of them amazing games, amazing storyline. It's just, even when the graphics were shitty, the game was amazing. And then Mark Wahlberg comes out, and I'm like, oh, this is good, and they even picked Mark Wahlberg. He's probably going to do a great job. No, they shitted all over that thing. The movie was called Max Payne, but it had
No
nothing
pain in it.
Yeah, no pain in it. Yeah, it was just a dude named Max Payne. Nothing to do with the game, though. Nothing. Completely nothing. It's just this dude fighting like this monster.
That's the point.
And there was no monsters in the game.
That's what I'm saying. Is you're given a roadmap and you're allowed to take over. What do they call that?
Like creative control, like
You have creative control.
well, I mean,
intellectual property.
yeah,
essentially.
that's right. You have
Like
intellect.
you have.
Yeah.
You're given the option to take it. Then so many of these things end up being like,
But it can't be so much like that. Like, it has to be its own thing to stand. What?
Yeah, why?
yeah.
You're basing it off the game.
So the biggest sin that all these movies do is just not sticking to the source material.
If book movies have taught us anything, is that the closer you stick to it, the better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video games, it's the same thing. It's a story. That as much as people want to be, there's these huge groups or generations of people who look at video games and it's just mindless. Like, what are you doing there, running around, killing this thing? It's like, dude, there's voice actors, there's scripts, there's story, there's events. Like, it's all lined up. Some of these games are 30, 40-hour games. Like,
These are not just mindless video games. These are intricate stories that people have worked on. This is a project that's been worked on for years to develop and to make it appealing to a wide audience. You cannot just discount them as just being mindless video games. It's like, no, this is something. This is more. If you haven't picked up a game lately, get off under your rock and pick up a fucking game, because these games are. They're like burdens of love for a lot of these developers. These people work hard for this stuff, and then to see this their product bastardized on the film, on the big screen, it sucks even more.
When you have a lot of respect for a game and then the movie comes up and it's just trash.
I'll tell you about a movie that's kind of being in like pre-production, and it's a video game movie. It's Metal Gear Solid.
What the fuck?
They are working on a Metal Gear Solid movie, and that one I'm really worried for them to actually try to make this movie, because I love the Metal Gear Solid series. I love Solid Snake, and to think that they're going to take a beloved franchise and put it on film, it borrows itself to film. Yeah. But you got to be the right type of dude to bring this vision to life.
True.
And I'm worried. Because we've just went through a whole podcast about adaptations that have gone really bad.
Yeah, mutating the source material on a level to where it's unrecognizable. It becomes a Cronenberg monster.
This video game, it played out like a movie, and I feel like anything that you're going to put up on film, it's got to meet exactly that. It's got to stay exactly to that source material, because that source material did it almost damn near perfect. So you're taking this and you're trying to
go see it, and it's just about a guy whose braces are cursed.
Oh my god.
Metal Gear Solid.
It's I'm worried, but that's one I'm a little fearful of seeing on the big screen. But it's coming.
I'm looking forward to. I'm not sure if it's a movie or a series. I'm leaning towards they're making a series on Netflix of The Witcher, and the guy that's playing The Witcher is the bad guy from Doctor Strange.
I think The Witcher is Henry Cavill.
Yeah, it is Henry Cavill.
Isn't it the bad guy?
Superman.
Henry Cavill's
Justice
doing
League, the most recent Superman. He's The Witcher.
Yeah, he was cast.
The guy
yeah.
you're thinking about is probably one of the bad guys in The Witcher.
Really? I had seen him dressed up.
So,
As The
okay.
Witcher.
But Witcher's coming out. It's coming out next year?
I don't know. I just knew that it was happening. Like, you know, like...
That's another beloved franchise. I think a lot of people love that
Well, they
movie.
finished it with the third one, like, just, like, epically. But,
Is this going to be a continuation, or is this going to be a...
There's a Monster Hunter movie coming.
Is there a
in
Monster Hunter?
2020.
No way.
No, it's going to be weird.
Whoa. That's a...
International, but yeah, Witcher is pretty high up there on the gaming skills.
Yeah. What would you want them to do? I mean, I know this is such a hard question, but what would you want them to adapt into a movie from the video games?
Oh, they did get that guy.
What?
The one you said.
Henry
Superman.
Cavill. Right.
It was between... Because I had heard that they were trying to get that other dude from Doctor Strange. They even had him, like, dressed up as him and all that stuff.
You know what I
But
want?
I don't know what happens.
You know what I would want to see them adapt, and maybe not in a movie, but maybe like in a television series. Diablo. I would like to see a Diablo series. I would like them to do it maybe on like a Netflix or Amazon thing, and have like a good like 12 episode
Yeah, it's got to be
season.
either the streaming services doing it or HBO or Showtime.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
But I could see that because you see a whole universe, expanded universe with like Diablo fan fictions being written, and they're really good. So I would love to see someone like pen a script for that and
You know
try
what
to
I
get
would
it to
love
go.
for a Diablo movie though,
Hmm.
like straight up, and it would be no one would ever take a chance on this alone. The majority of the movie is just about the one fighter going through the dungeon by himself.
Yeah.
Throw in some terror in there.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
some, like the darkness, and then the hordes of demons that he's got.
Oh, what if I'll just make it animated and just like Castlevania
Could be
on
yeah,
Netflix?
that would
I
work.
could see
that would
that.
work out. Yeah,
I
that
could
would
see
work
that
out.
because now I'm just thinking now live action Blizzard game, and I'm thinking Warcraft,
Yeah.
and I think that one was critically panned, and we didn't touch on that one. That one had so much momentum.
Warcraft was-
Like Warcraft had momentum, but I think like they came too late with that movie.
A little too late. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, they did.
Did you see that movie?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was all right.
It was all right?
Nothing special.
Oh,
Yeah,
but it wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
So it gets a pass?
Passable. Yeah, it's passable.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I like the figures. I like the action figures that came out of that.
Yeah,
That's another
It's
genre.
based off when the orcs first arrive.
Was it?
Yeah.
So it's it's based off the
I
first.
think it was when the orcs first arrived. I don't know. I can't remember.
But good. It's a good, decent, solid story. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good. At least there's not that many holes to it. So that's good. You can go back to it.
Unless you know Warcraft lore for some fucking reason.
Yeah, that's true. And there's people.
Yeah.
There's that point where you just have to stop because it's just too deep.
I just stopped because you have to pay.
That's true.
I paid
That's
for
true.
a month, and I was like, okay.
So Diablo, that's one I would want to see. What about you, Oscar? I know we've got The Witcher coming up, but what video game franchise would you want to see that hasn't been yet produced?
Madden. I'd love to see that movie. You got Madden, like just regular football. Throwing that pigskin around and seeing who wins.
Tune in September when the NFL come back on Fox.
Madden
See
the
that
movie.
every year. That's what's good.
There you go.
It's been strong. Been going on strong.
But see, in this one, the underdogs are the ones that make it finally, and they both lose because there's a glitch, and then like you have to travel into the video game somehow, and like you become a football player, and you gotta like grab a pigskin and like try to like score points to like get
If
this
John
game back.
Madden narrates your movie, I'm in. You're insane. Just
Madden the movie.
Moses, what about you?
Man, I think I'd like to see an actual like Mass Effect trilogy,
Okay.
but really, or a TV show, but really based on the source material.
Yeah.
You know?
But like, are you talking about like real actors playing these people?
Yeah, real actors. Yeah, there's not enough independent or not enough independent or original like sci-fi things anymore. You know?
Oh, that's
It would
true.
be cool to see something
You're right.
based off of like the actual Mass Effect story, though. Don't try and do your own thing.
That would be nice.
Like,
That would be nice.
You know, for the
copy and paste and make your own fills where you need to.
yeah. If we're talking live action, yeah, I would like to. That would be really cool. Fallout would be fun.
You know, I was thinking
Fallout,
that
you could really just kind of make any one you want, though, right? You could just call it
Right.
Fallout
Yeah,
movie.
exactly.
and
You know, yeah,
And it
make
could
us
always start in the vault.
It could,
Oh,
it
man.
could start anywhere if it was
any
a
vault.
Fallout movie. Doesn't
you-
matter.
It just could be a. You don't have to follow any of the previous
the
stories.
stories.
Just
You
make
could
it a
just make stuff
separate
up.
story.
That's true.
So it's an open world.
But they have to have that tree. That one mutated tree that like was...
Yeah, the guy who was mutated into a
Yes,
tree.
that,
and he's
they
like,
have to have that.
and he's like, please kill me.
so it's so weird.
And then
you
you're
know?
like, nah.
no, you'll live.
You're gonna live, buddy. They worship you. Gives them hope. It's been 300 years of agony.
Did you kill him?
No.
You monster!
The perk was too good. I couldn't give up the perk he was gonna give me. It's fine. Who wouldn't want to be stuck in one spot for 350 years? That's how I feel every day
I killed
in
him.
here.
I killed him. Did you turn off the bomb from that one city? You know how that one city had that.
I both turned it off and exploded it.
You
That
monster!
that explosion's remarkable, though.
Really?
Like when Fallout 3 came out, and you go, this guy from this this basically giant's tower, right? Like filled with apartments, all that. These rich people, snobs.
Oh, yeah,
it's like these
yeah.
snobs of the wasteland, like
Right.
are out there, and they want you to destroy this town called Megaton, right?
Yeah.
And it's this scrap village that's there's an unexploded nuclear bomb in the middle of the thing. Some people worship it. Yeah.
They
But
worship the
this
nuke.
this
So
guy
sad.
approaches you and he gives you a deal. He's like, "Hey, why don't you make that bomb explode? Wipe these losers off the map, you know?" And you can be like, "No, I'm a good guy. I'm not gonna do that." Or you can be like, "All right, I'll do it." So you set it up to explode. You go to that big old tower and you go up there with the rich snob guy, and he's like, "Well, why don't you pull up a chair and let's blow this up and watch it?" And you hit the button. It's just like just a super cool, like,
What happens?
explosion.
Oh
mushroom cloud.
man,
You see
that.
it?
Yeah.
Like through
Yeah,
the
you see
window?
it.
Or you?
No, you're
or it's
out
just
on
the
the
video
balcony.
scene? Oh,
You're on the balcony when it explodes, so you see it in the thing, and it's like, I think it was the first time in a game where I've gotten to see something that looked that cool. Because Fallout 3 was kind of a big deal when it launched.
does it darken the skies and shit?
It was exactly like what you expect.
No way,
a
really?
mushroom
Like a
cloud to look
mushroom?
like.
Yeah, the whole holy shit.
Yeah, and you vaporize all those jackasses.
I'm gonna look it up like on YouTube. I gotta see this.
Yeah, you should watch it.
Which was Fallout 3?
Yeah,
Right?
Fallout 3.
There's a couple other. Okay, I just thought of a couple other movies that I would like to see. Okay, I people will probably be scared if Hollywood actually does pick up on this.
FIFA.
Mega Man.
Mega Man, no,
Please,
no.
no.
There's no way they can do it right. Even as a CGI movie, they would
Well,
just
they could do it right if they base Mega Man off of the original design for Mega Man.
just make it an anime.
super
Just someone
fat guy in a suit.
let
They're gonna
Japan
make it
handle
like
that.
Astro
No,
Boy.
super fat guy in a suit.
Super make them yellow and blue like the American
Yellow
art
and
cover.
blue and
Oh
just a
my
heavy-set dude in a
god!
suit.
Oh my
You
god!
gotta call him Mega Man.
Stick with the fan films on YouTube.
And at some point, he goes through a McDonald's drive-thru
Product placement,
in
people.
an Audi.
Yeah. And with his arm hanging out.
We
It's
gotta
like
sell
this
those Happy
giant
Meals.
Cannon.
Exactly.
Legend of Zelda. Legend of Zelda.
Wasn't
I can
that
see
like
that.
in talks and like they never made it? And I don't think do the video games have to sign off to this?
Yeah, Nintendo's got to sign off on
I
this
really
shit.
hope Nintendo never signs off on
They're
it.
already signing up to a Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, that's fine because
Yeah.
they already did one.
They're
But
doing
Zelda,
Yeah.
Some
I
things
would
are
not
better
want
left
to.
untouched.
It's
Yes, I don't want
coming.
them to touch that ever.
It's a coming, people. I can see it. I can hear the music in the background, slowly fading in.
The
Yeah.
moment they make Link
And
talk,
you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it!" And then we're gonna be disappointed
if they
when it
make
actually
Link
releases.
talk, which I'm sure the movie's gonna make Link talk.
Why does it make me sad picturing like some dude who like lives life mostly alone, sitting on his couch, and they announce like a movie like that, and the guy is just like crying. And it's coming out. You know what I mean? Like it makes me really sad.
In my lifetime.
Oh my god! I wish I had someone to tell about this. Mom, they're making the Legend of Zelda.
I don't care.
Is that the one with the mushrooms?
No, Mom, it's with the hearts and the fairies.
Just dead stiff in a chair.
Your hot pockets are ready.
You need to take Grandpa for a walk.
Just a man whose entire diet consists on Hot Pockets and Mountain Dew Code Red.
So I'm gonna pose this question to the Palaverers out there. What do you guys dread?
We're talking to you.
What do you, Craig? What do you dread that Hollywood would take from your video game library and bastardize?
Barbie's
Let us
Dream
know.
Island.
Yeah, tell us. We would like to know.
Oh, you know what? I got another one that I would like to see as a movie.
What?
Sims. And I want the whole movie in that language.
Oh,
No
yeah.
subtitles.
Body body cheek.
Skibo gob garb.
I like when he's telling a joke. He's like, body body cheek. A body body cheek. But the but the
Oh,
They're not having it.
I was like, why is this guy such a dick? I got 10 charisma, motherfucker. And this guy ain't having it.
There's enough of a following that will happen.
But dude,
Look
imagine,
at The
hold on
Sims.
real quick. Imagine a Sims movie like that,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
We're getting different views, all this kind of stuff. But for some reason, there's all this weird shit happening in it. Like all of a sudden, one of the characters is like trapped behind 4 walls, and they're starving to death back there. No one's doing a damn thing to help them. You know what I mean? Like, you'd go to that movie and be like, what the fuck is this? Like,
This has gone sinister really
Shit,
quick.
We could make a Sims movie where it just starts out with like regular people, right?
Yeah.
But then these weird things start happening.
Like the bad
Wasn't
things.
there a house there last week?
Oh, is
You
it gonna
know,
be all
like-
meta like the Lego movie where we're gonna have to have there's a sim who's gonna be self-aware and starts trying to figure out who's controlling us?
No.
with this decision
We
making.
never find out
Yeah.
why.
Exactly.
Okay.
The last scene in the movie is 4 walls sprouting up in front of our main character.
And like in the middle of the movie to make it creepier,
Fade to black.
is-
Roll credits.
the stove setting on fire and the guy being forced to keep walking back to the fire and catch up on
Torture porn.
I did that.
Basically, Sims
video
meets Final
gamers.
Destination.
I love that. I used to do that in Sims. Set him on fire on purpose and he'll walk away and then send him right back over there. And eventually they die.
There was a meteor that hit one of my Sims files one time that killed half my town.
No way, really?
Yeah, it said a meteor hit the school. So many children and teachers and
I'm
parents
so
died.
glad I
That's
stopped
be-
at SimCity.
They were trying to pick up their kids. And the meteor hit.
And an asteroid came.
That file was forever fucked for me because no matter what point you went back, that meteor was still ready to kill.
Oh,
everyone. Yeah. That was awesome. I was like, oh, cool.
I think this is the best part to just close up the podcast.
Yeah, I could go on and on.
I know.
About my Sims movie.
If you guys want to hear more of Moses' Sims movie, make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those great social media accounts.
Come talk to me at the old sod.
Yeah,
I'll be there
Oscar's-
waiting. Shout out. I almost bought a sweater.
I almost bought a sweater.
The logo. Old sod. I love you.
Oscar, your pizza pockets are ready.
and
It's
let's
old Marianne calling.
let's discuss really quick the elephant in the room. Look, we all saw Avengers Endgame. We're not going to go and just jump straight onto a spoiler cast. I think everyone's going to try to jump into that right now. We're gonna let it stew. We're gonna give everybody a chance to go see the movie, and then we're gonna talk about it. Because who really wants to go fight the crowds?
You'll have one more week to comply.
I feel bad for those guys who are fighting the crowds to try to go see this freaking movie. No. Enjoy. Take it at your pace. Go and enjoy it at a Regal or something, during the weekend.
I went Monday night, 10 p.m. showing. There was like 12 or 15 other people in the theater, so.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's
stop
nice.
going on opening weekends, you fools.
You don't have to do it.
You're just opening up your movie experience to
You
so
know-
much trash.
Let me just say this. I went, and I was thinking of you, Moses, because I was sitting down in the theater, and it was crowded as fuck, right? And the guy next to me, I thought was sleeping because he was snoring the whole time. But he was actually awake. That's just how he breathes. And he's this young kid, like this 15-year-old kid, and he's like...
Oh my god.
And I'm like, oh my god.
Deviated septum
my
or just
God.
not long for this world?
3 hours. That's how long I sat next to this guy.
Wow, I can't
3
even
fucking
imagine having
hours.
to sit next to people anymore in a movie theater.
I was hearing people cry
Ugh, disgusting.
throughout this movie.
How?
Just the scenes they were just so overwhelmed. So overwhelmed.
That goes back to my thing
the
with
swan
that guy
song.
who lives alone. And he's like,
Yeah. Exactly. That was
like I'm
that
not
was
saying I don't
it,
love
dude.
these things and like watching them, but I have no emotional investment.
Not to that point. Not to this. I think we'll go deeper into it next week. We'll go into our Palaver Endgames episode.
Go all 8 inches.
You're a little generous there, aren't you, bro?
a little bit. But until then, for Moses Alcasis, Oscar Sandoval, I'm Mike Rivera. As you were. Okay.
Comedy file not found. Laugh file 101 error.
Error. Okay, so
You guys want to talk about Manos, the Hands of Fate? You ever see that?
What?
sounds like the Mexican equivalent of
Yeah.
Avengers.
No, it's quite American.
My God.
1970s, I believe.
Huh.
Really? Good luck.
Oh, you know what I found out? I was watching Magnificent Seven on Saturday night, and I went down the rabbit hole of like actors. So first I went with Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner.
Yeah.
From, like, Cool Runnings?
No. Yul Brynner is a Russian American actor. He was in the Ten Commandments. He was in The King and I.
That's interesting.
Also, he was in Westworld, the movie.
Which one was Westworld?
Do you know the series that's like really popular right now about like animatronic cowboys?
Human replicants, robot things.
Yeah.
You ever see that? They make like amusement parks. You've never heard of it? Anthony Hopkins is in it.
Maybe.
He's probably a robot too.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Is he in the original movie? Or is he in the
TV show. I
the
don't know
TV
if he's
show?
in the
I see.
original
Okay.
movie. I don't think I've seen the original movie.
See, that's neither have I. And I think I'm gonna go and just be a dick and watch the movie and be all snobby about it. Like, oh, I haven't seen the show. I saw the movie. That's all I needed to see.
Oh,
I could go 2 steps further and just actually read the Michael Crichton book.
nah, you shouldn't read anymore.
No, I should listen.
Stop reading.
Westworld movie?